Me.
Okay, I got that.
That's what you want?
Yeah, do it again.
Yo, hey, I don't remember my name. Today we're going to make some pastrami, homemade pastrami. I found a couple different recipes and I kind of combined them and changed them around because you know I can't follow a recipe. And I found one that is really, really good. And I think St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and I know you're supposed to eat corned beef, but let's have pastrami for St. Patrick's Day. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the sauce, or the rub, I should say. You can add as much pepper as you want. This recipe calls 2 to 3 tablespoons. It says if you want it more zesty to add more. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons. Ground coriander. And because this is a rub, these don't have to be exactly. You can see my coriander is trying to come out in a big lump. And then paprika. And paprika, that's why I usually throw those away, but lately I've been eating those. I like the Hungarian paprika better. So I bought Hungarian paprika, I don't know, probably 40 years ago. And I just like the flavor of it. So I've always gotten, but I never really noticed why. Okay. And then the recipe calls for dark brown sugar. But I use and my bag got a hole in it. So that's why I'm doing this. I use the golden coconut sugar, and this works really good. And it's healthier for you. It's better for you. So you notice everything's a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. And usually with brown sugar, you're used to packing it tight. And again, for the rub, I figured that's not really that important. And calls for garlic powder. You know, I use garlic. And so it says a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. We like things extra garlicky, so I'm going to go ahead and put in a tablespoon of this too. And then it says onion powder, and again, I'm going to use onion. The recipe calls for a half a tablespoon, but I'm going to use a full tablespoon because we like onion. There's no such thing as too much onion. And then the recipe calls for rub sage, and I had never heard of rub sage. And look, I got Walmart brand. And it has a different texture. It's almost like air. Look at it. It's real fluffy and almost like air. And it must be pretty potent because it says only a teaspoon of this. But watch this. It's like air. It almost looks like blown in insulation. It's so fluffy, you know. But so I thought that was interesting because I should have brought out a jar of regular sage. Regular sage is more dense, you know. And then ground mustard. And it calls for a half a teaspoon, so I'm just going to do that so I don't dirty another one. Okay, then we mix all this up. This smells so good. And then what I did last time I made this is I saved the leftovers and I marked it pastrami here probably. So this is the nice brisket that I got from the Mexican grocery store. So it was so it's almost 7.5 pounds. So I didn't do a good job. I guess I cut it in half because it was 20 something. But that's okay because I'm still thinking might not fit in my Instapot. I think it will. So when you order something from the back at the Mexican grocery store, they put it in all these bags, which is really nice. Then you don't have the extra foam that gets wasted and all of that. So it's pretty nice. So we're going to go ahead and let's see if I can put this. I'm just going to put this on top of this.
That's a big old chunk of cow.
Yeah. I'm really glad he didn't give me half because I don't think it's going to fit in it would fit in here. So you can put liquid smoke on if you choose to. I did last time and it came out really good because I was raised with liquid smoke. This is, I don't know, generic brand, not the brand I used to buy as a kid. But it's really good liquid smoke. And So you just want to kind of, the recipe says 1 to 2 teaspoons or tablespoons or something, but I just rub it in. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it on. And then kind of rub it in as you pour it on. Oh, I love the smell of liquid smoke. Okay, so that's good. So your Instant Pot came with one of these racks. And these racks are used for different things. When you bake a cake, you use it. The thing you want to be important is check to make sure that your handles swivel. If they don't swivel, that's okay. But you want to make sure that your handles are up. So it doesn't really matter if you have the flat side up or the other side up. So if you put it in backwards, don't panic. Okay, it's not a big deal. The thing that's important is that your handles go up, which you're not going to be able to put it in your pot without the handles going up. So don't panic which way it goes. I'm going to use it this way so it keeps it out of the juices. Okay. And so you want to put that in. Okay. And it's really important that you have that because when you're going to how are you going to get this meat out? Otherwise, you're going to take it out like this. Okay. Then this is going to be really tricky. I'm wondering if I should make 2 layers. I'm going to try it first. So we want to get this in here, and we want the fat side up. There we go. So you're probably wondering, oh, she forgot the rub. No, the rub goes on after because this is actually in 2 stages. We're going to first cook it in because remember, this is a tough piece of meat. So if you were raised, I think most of us, no matter how influential or how much money our family had, our moms were mostly frugal because they had a lot of kids or a family to eat or every day. When I was a kid, we ate every single meal at home. Okay. And my dad it was a single income family. Moms didn't work back then. Moms worked at home. And so we used to eat a lot of rump roast. And my brother used to say, can I say that word? Yeah. But okay. Yeah. My brother used to say, I don't want to eat the butt. And of course, the rump roast doesn't come from the rump. The rump roast actually comes from, where is it, Charles? The right hip?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'll put something up.
But anyway, so we're going to put it in the pressure cooker. So make sure that your thing is on sealing, not venting. And I say before you put the lid on, because I'm short and I can't see it otherwise. Okay, so we're going to put your lid. You got your lid on, lock it in place. I guess this will work better if I plug it in. Okay, we're going to plug it in and we're going to put it on pressure cook. And we want to cook it for 60 minutes. And there we go. So we're going to let this go and then we'll come back and do the next step. Oh, important tip. You're going to let this depressurize by itself. So it'll take about 15 minutes after. So don't go, oh, let's just let it out. And it's going to give it that last few minutes of letting it sit in its happy juices and get extra tender. So the pressure cooker has released its own steam. So you're just going to go ahead and open it. And then we have the handles, but I kind of cover the handles up with meat. So we're going to pull this out and we're going to just set it on here and we're going to let it rest now for 10 minutes. And then now we're going to rub this rub on it. So I have some rub left from last time, so I'm going to use it first. Now it's going to go, we're going to wrap it in foil. And it's going to sit in the refrigerator 12 hours to 2 days, okay? Because you want all this goodness to get worked into it. And then we're going to actually bake it after that. So let's go ahead. Since it's going to be baking in it, we want the dull side up so when it cooks, it doesn't reflect more heat into it. And I'm going to go ahead and put the fat, no, I want the fat side up because I want it to cook with the fat side up. And I'm going to take this rub and I'm going to rub this all in some more. I'm not going to take the stuff that's fresh in the jar, fresh in the bowl still, because I can save that for next time because it hasn't touched meat. But this stuff I just have to throw away, so I might as well just go ahead and put it in here. So we're going to fold this up. I want to wrap this up really good. Okay, now that you have that wrap packaged up really good, it's going to go in the refrigerator for 12 hours to 2 days. And if it goes a little bit longer, it's okay because it's already cooked. And then it's going to go in the oven and finish getting wonderful. So when you put it in the refrigerator, it's still a little warm. So you can even let it set out until it gets cool. But then you might forget it. I don't like to let warm meat set out too long. So I just want to put it in the refrigerator kind of by itself. Get this out of the fridge here. And this is kind of interesting because you're not going to put it on a rack. You're going to put it, or a sheet or anything. You're going to put it directly on the oven rack. So I've got the oven preheating to 275. And so we're going to take this, and if I remember right, I turned this upside down. So let me get a paper towel. Last time I did this, I put an apron on because I was afraid I was going to get on my clothes. And I didn't get any on my clothes, but now I'm afraid I'm going to get on my clothes again. So we're going to save this piece that we had on the bottom, and we're going to do this. And we're going to make kind of like a little drip catch pan, kind of. A make-believe pan out of foil. I'm not sure what you'd call that. So we wanted to catch as much of the juices as possible. And since some of my sheet was kind of small, this might be a little tricky. So because you are making a pan out of foil, you'll want to put, I always keep my stoneware that I use all the time in the oven. And so I've actually moved it to the bottom rack, and I'm going to use that to catch any of the dripping so I don't get my oven all messed up. Because you are just using foil, and no matter how well you do this, something's going to sneak out. Okay, now we want the fat side up. That's our fat side up. Now there's some extra, you can see the seasonings like puddled up in this little thing. So you can just kind of take this and move it a little bit. Or you can kind of just leave that alone. But we don't want to remove that extra seasoning now because we're actually going to be cooking it some more. So this is going to be very, very slow. It's going to be 275 degrees. We're going to put it in for an hour. And then we're going to take it out and let it cool. And we're going to talk about removing some of this excess spices. Last time I didn't remove some of the excess spices. And sometimes they were so big we thought they were roast beef, and it was a little strong. Or not roast beef, pastrami. Not roast beef, it's pastrami. We thought it was meat, and we're like, "Whoa, that was a little strong." So, I'm gonna rub it down, but we're gonna let this cook and all be happy in here now. So when we take it out, so my oven's heated up, and so what you're gonna do is, like I said, you're going to put it right on the oven rack, and which might be a little tricky. So you're going to want to actually pull your oven rack out. Okay, mine has a little lip in it, so it won't pull out too far. I'll show you, but then my oven will start cooling down. So we're going to make sure we still got our little pan here to catch the juices. I'm going to put this in, and my oven's still warm, and now we're going to set a timer for 60 minutes, and then we'll come back in an hour and see how it's doing. So many of you have been watching my videos all along, and I want to thank you. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, if you're new to us, make sure and go to Wonder About Us and share this with your friends and family because everybody loves cooking, and who doesn't like pastrami? So we've had the pastrami in the oven for an hour at 275. So we're going to go ahead and take it out. Now this might be a little tricky. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, because I don't trust that. I don't trust this foil for this big a piece. You can slide it on. That's hot. That was in the oven.
75 degrees.
Yeah, that's been in the oven. I was to say, you can slide it on a cookie sheet. I forgot that I had that, in the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up here. Turn off my oven. And so it really doesn't look much different because really all we did was remember when we cooked it in the one pot, it didn't have all the seasoning on it yet. Then when we pulled it out, we seasoned it all up, and now it rested in the refrigerator for from 12 hours or more. So it was in there for, I think it was about 3 days. And then we took it out. Now you can see the seasonings are darker, so you can see that something really happened in there. But the meat itself didn't shrink anymore because it had already been cooked. So now we're gonna let this rest 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll rub some of the extra seasoning off, and then we'll slice it. So we've made the pastrami, we've baked it in the oven, we've done all that. So now we've got to we want to take off all the excess seasonings. So we're just going to take it out of the Tupperware here. And we don't want to save this seasonings because it's been on meat. So just kind of rub it on. No, we don't have that. Now we're going to slice it. So some of you might have mandolin, some of you might have a slicer. Charles was suggesting maybe a electric knife. I'm just going to do the old-fashioned knife way. So remember, we got this big old fat cap. We're going to have just sandwiches. I think that's probably enough. Pretty darn good. So, homemade pastrami out of a regular brisket, or you can make it out of corned beef. So I hope you enjoyed as much as we're going to. And remember to like, subscribe, share. We've got both our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Don't wonder about us. Have a fantastic day. Thank you.